My name is Edward Richtofen, and I have been trying so very hard to do the right thing.
What the What's going on, everybody? This is dkdynamite, and I seriously can't believe that I'm making this video. An alternate ending to Blood of the Dead has been found. I know the game's been out for well over a year. We're going almost on 2 years now. You're probably wondering, how has the audio for this alternate ending not been found? Why has it taken so long? And I'm going to tell you why in just a second. But first and foremost, huge shout out goes to Eldar Romanov, who actually reached out to me while I was live streaming, telling me that he DM'd me something that's ridiculous, right? Something that was mind-blowing. So I checked DMs, and he sends me this video that he actually posted in Russian originally, because that's his native language, but he actually reposted it again in English, right? And in the video, he describes that there is audio on Blood of the Dead that can only be found in the Russian version of Black Ops 4. Why that's the case, I have no idea, but luckily, he was able to data mine this audio, sent me as much proof as he could possibly give me. The only other way I could possibly verify this is if I owned Black Ops 4 or the Russian version of it on a PC and could data mine these files. But if you guys are Russian and have Black Ops 4 on your PC, try to data mine these files. But he even showed me how he took the audio and resynced it with the actual cutscene and added his own subtitles to it. Now, what's different about this ending is Richtofen's speech when he's sitting in the dark mechanism. As he's slowly dying and seeing Great War Richtofen go through the portals with Primus, his speech plays out quite a bit differently. So let's go ahead and play this alternate ending for Blood of the Dead.
What have I done? I honestly thought you were going to let me bleed to death. It was so sad. The cycle is broken, Herr Doctor. As such, insurance policies are no longer needed. I wish I could tell you I was sorry, Edward, but I'm not. No, you can help me. You're a doctor.
Я видел много чудес и катастроф. Рождение и гибель миров. Седлал гигантов. Покорял тени. Прошел путь, недоступный другим. Только я знаю путь к спасению. Если хочешь снова стать глупым малышом, что носится по дому туда-сюда, я хочу быть собой. Этим собой. Тем, кто сделал всю работу. Майн год, вот оно. Меня зовут доктор Эдвард Richtofen, и я из последних сил стараюсь сделать как лучше. И знаете, кого мне жаль? Себя. Я хотел идти дальше. Этот я поступал плохо. Очень плохо. Измерение 2210. Я был просто дитя и умер один. Говорят, оставаться всегда тяжелее. Вы должны идти, должны выживать. Вы прокляты.
Holy crap, lads. I'm still in shock after watching that again. And also, as a quick reminder, before anybody says that this is fake, the cutscene looks weird, keep this in mind. The audio is the only thing that was data mined for this alternate ending. The video for it does not exist. There is no way to trigger this audio in-game. It's part of a scrapped ending. Also, keep in mind, the cutscene was made to fit the dialogue of what Richtofen actually says in the ending we all know. There wasn't a cutscene rendered where Richtofen says those specific words. I don't even think Nolan North and the actual other voice actors for Richtofen ever recorded these lines. If they did, that definitely isn't included in any of the other versions of Black Ops 4 on PC, only on the Russian version. So what this mad lad did is he took the audio and he resynced it with the cutscene and made his own subtitles to translate this from Russian to English. Very kind of him. Once again, I'll have his video linked down below in the description where he also explains this process of what happens, right? I'm just incredibly incredibly shocked. Again, we just made a video the other day talking about Eddie, and it's so cool to hear Eddie referenced in this cutscene because there's stuff that happens in the comics, stuff that's referenced in the timeline, and there's so many other things that just don't ever get mentioned through dialogue in game, right? Very vague here and there, but nothing too deep, as we heard in this ending. But this ending really makes Richtofen seem a lot more selfish, in my opinion. It's a whole different atmosphere with how Richtofen reacts to what's happening to him, and it's really interesting because then he tells Great War Richtofen that he's essentially making a mistake, and he asks him, well, do you want to be a little kid running in the house again? So it's a bit weird if you think about it, because the cycle is broken at this point, so I'm not sure why this Primus Richtofen is telling Great War Richtofen that he's going to end up as a kid running in the house again, because the cycle is broken, right? That's not going to happen in this iteration of events. So I could see why Treyarch scrapped this ending and went with the other one. The other one definitely feels a lot more emotional, a lot more impactful, right? I think we were all hoping for some alternate ending where maybe the Shadow Man comes out, or this alternate ending where Primus actually reacts to Richtofen in the chair, because nothing really happens, right? They just leave with Great War Richtofen and essentially forget about him. Now, once again, you guys are probably wondering, what are the odds that specifically the Russian version of Black Ops 4 contains this audio, but no other version? And I honestly don't know. I'm not a data miner, I'm not a developer, I'm not an engineer, I'm not a sound designer. I don't know what that process is like. I don't know why that was accidentally left in there. I don't know why it took so long to find it, but maybe when Black Ops 4 has gotten data mined in the past, it just happens to be all the other versions of the game, not the Russian one. Now, it's also really weird how Richtofen doesn't say you won't even remember. He literally says you are cursed. And right when I heard that, I'm like, wait, that really reminds me of the Shadow Man, right? So maybe there was more up Treyarch's sleeve with the Ether storyline if this ending had actually been the canon one, right? Maybe there was more to do with the Shadow Man. What if the story they wanted to go with in Black Ops 4 through breaking the cycle would have been siding with the Shadow Man in ways we all had predicted before the events of Tag or Toten? What if it was all part of the Shadow Man's plan to really break the cycle and would have worked with him throughout the DLC season? There's obviously Shadow Man quotes you can unlock after beating the Blood of the Dead Easter egg, and the audio quotes themselves do connect the lore of Mob of the Dead to the greater story overall, and those are great, but hearing this alternate ending seriously gives me the chills. And I was also thinking, what if there was some more CGI and marketing for Black Ops 4? They kind of went ahead and told the brutal journey of Richtofen a little bit more, right? You know, actually giving us a visual of some of these things, right? Like Richtofen finding little Eddie, and then maybe the screen can like cut to black and you hear a gunshot or something, right? Kind of implying how he unfortunately had to kill his younger self, right? An innocent version of himself, because that's been something huge ever since the Giant. Everybody thought that, you know, maybe Primus Richtofen killed Ultimus Richtofen in the Giant, collected his soul from there, maybe off screen, but that actually didn't happen. He already had his soul prior to the Giant. We just never got to see that. But, you know, because of how Black Ops 3 works, we all assume that every time we see the death of an Ultimus character, boom, their soul's put in the summoning key. And that was only the case for Dempsey, Takeo, and Nikolai respectively, but not for Richtofen. I guess it was too brutal to kind of show on screen, right? But, you know, the audio on Blood of the Dead and this alternate ending at least kind of touched on that a little bit more, kind of bringing his arc to an end, right? You know, talking about the arc ever since, you know, pre-Giant all the way to, you know, post-cycle break. That would have been just an incredibly crazy ending to Blood. But I'm still happy with the ending we got. Hopefully you guys found this interesting. My mind is still blown after this. I remember he sent me this and I was just speechless for a couple of minutes. I just couldn't believe it. I'm like, hopefully it's not fake, but based on the evidence he sent me, it really doesn't seem like it is. Now, this also reminds me of something we talked about well over a year ago, and it's the additional audio for Nikolai in the files for the classified ending cutscene. So when we data mined classified, we found additional audio in the same folder as the ending cutscene audio, and it's literally of Nikolai rephrasing his lines from the original Nikolai memory trailer, a part of some of the Black Ops 3 marketing. So we all assumed that it was either originally part of the classified ending cutscene, or maybe there was a second cutscene, or it was somehow a part of something that just never saw light of day on the actual map itself. Maybe due to time constraints they couldn't make it work, but the audio still exists. I'll play it on screen in a couple of minutes. But looking at the audio here for Richtofen, you know, as we hear it in Russian, it doesn't seem like the audio was meant to be added onto the cutscene we already have. It was probably just meant to replace some of the audio we do hear in the actual ending. And I think at the time when they recorded it, Treyarch didn't have a definitive ending in mind, so they just had the voice actors record those lines just in case they decided to go with it. Now, I also find it funny that Richtofen was saying that he's been trying to do the right thing, which is also what he says in his memory trailer from the Black Ops 3 marketing, and he also has said that in game before too. So let's go ahead and play the Nikolai audio from Classified that never saw light of day, and then we'll go ahead and compare that to the Nikolai by memory trailer as well.
I can no longer deny the possibility of an unseen power helping us to fulfill our destiny. I will be that guiding hand. Regret can consume a man so deeply that it will blacken his heart and swallow his soul. For so long, we have been fighting. I can no longer deny the possibility of an unseen power, a guiding hand helping us to fulfill our destiny. I feel differently. Regret can consume a man so deeply that it will blacken his heart and swallow his soul. For so long we have been fighting. Меня зовут доктор Эдвард Richtofen, и я из последних сил стараюсь сделать как лучше.
My name is Edward Richtofen, and I have been trying so very hard to do the right thing.
But I'll have plenty more Ether storyline vids dropping over the next couple of weeks to get you guys hyped up for whatever zombies iteration we do see in Call of Duty 2020. There are, of course, still questions left to be answered about Ether that maybe Treyarch's next game could possibly answer if the new story is somehow connected to the grand multiverse of the story we all know and love. We really hope you've enjoyed. This has been dkdynamite, and peace out, everyone.